I am a visitor to your school, and I am particularly interested to know about your social work program, if you can spare some time.
You see, like other public schools, we have socially useful productive work, SUPW, as a compulsory activity.
I would like seeing it for myself. Do you think you could take me around?
Definitely. In fact, you can see the students at work today, being Wednesday. We generally refer to SUPW as SOUP. Interpret it in whichever way you like.
Apart from just being an extracurricular activity, what other implications does it have?
The Education Board introduced this program with the objective of preparing the students to practice and perform manual work individually and collectively. It also helps children to acquaint themselves with their surroundings and their role in them.
Is it marked on a formal basis?
SUPW is graded and is mentioned in our mark sheets. The grades vary between A and E, from excellent to very poor performance.
Is the entire school involved?
It is compulsory from class 9 to class 12. However, the juniors are involved informally.
How is this work organized?
We have an overall teacher in charge with other staff members looking after specific activities. The student body consists of 6 SUPW prefects.
What kind of activities are taking place during SUPW?
Well, let us start with the activities involving schoolwork. Maintenance of a museum, for instance. We pride ourselves in our tradition and heritage, which dates back to 1847, when Sir Henry Lawrence, a British Army officer, founded the school. The museum maintains records, photographs, letters, souvenirs, and articles used in the olden days. Looking after the school chapel also comes under this project. Ours, by the way, was the first school in the entire British Empire to be awarded the King's Colour.
These look like epitaphs.
The graveyard nearby is lying neglected, therefore some very old gravestones have been shifted here before any further damage is done.
This is absolutely fascinating.
Helping with the library work, especially maintenance of the books, is done by the students. Our painter squad paints different parts of the school every week.
It surely makes you feel the school is your very own.
Oh yes, it is our second home, so to say. We have a group of budding horticulturists who lend a helping hand towards the beautification of our campus. Gardening as SUPW includes tree planting as well.
Sanawar seems to ensure the upkeep of its campus very efficiently.
There is organized campus cleaning which is done by the students of class 7 and class 8. The forest fires, cart fires as we call them, are frequent here. See that burnt hillside? Collection and organized burning of pine needles is an important activity.
You seem to be very self-sufficient.
The school has a strong military tradition and requires a well-organized band on various occasions. The school band plays at our NCC parade and for Independence Day celebration. The bugle boys are trained under band, as the bugle is an indispensable part of our daily routine as the school bell. Let us take a break at the cafeteria, which is run as an SUPW by the school home science department.
This seems to be a great success, and very popular too.
Students frequently go on overnight hikes as well as the annual camps. We are provided with the essentials such as sleeping bags, rucksacks and other equipments from the school camp accessory stock. This stockroom is managed by the group of students.
Are there SUPW activities taking care of the cultural events?
We have a well-equipped costume room maintained by the students which caters to the plays and shows put up regularly in the school. The sound and light effects for these shows are handled by the audio-visual squad. They also handle the screening of films and certain communication activities.
It is good to have an exposure to these systems at this stage, as it makes one independent in the long run.
The weather here is very moody, and our weather reporting squad keeps track of its subtle and frequent variations.
Must be quite a job for them.
We have a few activities where the students learn certain skills, which can later be utilized for socially useful projects. These are also known as hobbies. The work done over the year is displayed and sold during founders, and some of these departments are more or less self-sufficient.
Dance department, it seems.
Yes. Our girls are trying to perfect some Kathak movements. They learn classical and folk styles of Indian dancing.
Oh, you have a ceramics department too. I never could master the wheel when I was in school. I made a few pots using the coil method, I remember.
It is fun to share baked potatoes with them when they use the kiln. Let us move to the crafts section. Here they mainly do leather and bamboo work and also make decorative pieces out of waste material.
I have noticed some outdoor sculpture pieces. Are they made by the students?
Yes. This is our sculpture room. The students work in clay, plaster of Paris, metal and stone.
This colorful room bears all signs of being the art room. You have the most ideal setup for such pursuits.
The teacher feels that a little more time needs to be given to the genuinely talented ones. You must have guessed from all the noise that next door is our carpentry department. They make decorative as well as articles of daily use. Both art and carpentry students help a great deal with the stage props and sets.
A pleasant change from noise to melody.
Yes, but we shall first visit the needlework section before going to the music room. This is a girl-dominated activity like dancing. Here they do batik as well.
You have a good range of instrumental and vocal music, it seems.
Apart from putting up their own orchestra and choir, they also provide background music for very many school shows. It is essentially Indian music.
Don't you have any facility for Western music and dance?
Not really. Only band at the moment, and Western dancing of some sort is done by the students themselves on certain occasions. I must tell you that our pianos are being repaired, and the school plans to reintroduce piano lessons. Let me show you a few activities which stretch beyond the limits of the school. We have people training for life-saving. They are presently learning at the swimming pool. We have planned to register ourselves with a formal life-saving organization so that our students can obtain certificates from them after going through their test. Are you too tired?
Well, I am getting tired, but let's carry on. Do you have any other rescue activity?
First aid training is there. Students are being trained under the guidance of our hospital staff.
Tell me, honestly, does every student take a keen interest in all these activities?
Well, generally they do. The school has introduced SUPW prizes and colors to encourage the students to work better. But you will also find people ducking SUPW, and the school takes care of that as well.
Are they your classmates teaching the kids?
Yes. This is to help the children of the government school whose parents work for Sanawar. Through this child education scheme, they are encouraged to take their studies seriously, also to take part in cultural activities.
Interesting interaction. You get the feeling of being a teacher once in a while.
More importantly, we get a chance to break the social barrier which secludes us from the mainstream. Essentially, we educate ourselves. Don't you think so?
Yes, certainly.
5 years back, Udita Malhotra, our MI prefect, started the Bal Udhar scheme. This is supervised by the RMO thrice a week. The students inspect the cleanliness of the children who go for child education as well. The kids are served milk, eggs and nutritious biscuits. The kids love the Sanawarian students who work on this project. They are very enthusiastic and respond with a lively interaction of song, dance and play acting for their DDGs.
Where does the money for all these activities come from?
We do not have a specific budget for SUPW as yet. Most of the departments are self-sufficient. The parents sponsor certain activities. Otherwise, the school never says no to any new or useful initiative, and the funds are made available.
Do you try to communicate across the social barrier that exists between you people and the families from which these kids who attend Bal Udhar come?
There are some occasions, such as the 15th of August, when we have community lunch and also meet on the games field. These are just a few attempts, but it does not really remove the barrier. There is a very interesting project next on our list. Mr. B.D. Atri has set up a progressive rural center. It is quite a long walk. Would you like to go down?
Definitely. In fact, I've heard about it. This looks like an interesting complex.
It is basically a totally self-sufficient setup, even down to the material used for construction, which we obtain from other broken down buildings. One major project here is recycling of resources. It all started with the old poultry. Now we have biogas from chicken droppings, which is used for cooking and street lamps. We get useful manure as a byproduct, which goes into producing vegetable and fodder for the birds and animals.
What else do they have here?
Keeping ducks, guinea pigs, bees and Angora rabbits. The rabbits are sheared annually and the wool is used to make shawls and other dress material.
Does that mean that the students are involved in weaving as well?
Not only are students. In the weaving section, they train women from the villages and help them earn some extra money. They have woven mats out of waste material such as chips packets, polythene bags and rags.
What are those contraptions with plants, water cans and threads?
They are for hydroponics. The nutrients are mixed in water from where the plants get them without using soil. The threads are to carry that water. The results are for you to see.
I have noticed students doing the serving and clearing during mealtime.
Well, that is not an SUPW as such, but a community service, of course.
You come under the Round Square International Service Group, if my information is correct, don't you?
Yes. Every year, a few school students from abroad and a few from India get together and work in the rural areas in December. This is a fascinating experience. Sanawar has broken a great social taboo in visiting the Himachal government leprosarium, which is a few kilometers away. Students go there every Wednesday and on occasions like Diwali. The patients really look forward to those visits and are very warm and friendly. In fact, this makes them feel wanted and accepted.
Definitely. In fact, it probably means a lot to them. Don't your parents object?
Prior permission is taken from them before the group is made.
ये भालू
और नहीं ये भालू है ये क्या है
खरगोश
हाँ
और किस बनाया
तुम्हें चिट्ठी लिखनी है फिर
अभी तो नहीं लिख के डाल दी
किसने लिखी थी
मास्टर
The Sanawarians talk to them, write letters for them and get them a few gifts now and then. We also sell cards made by them during founders.
In Circuit Hospital in Chandigarh, there is an artificial, the artificial leg, you know.
One of them is an ex-teacher, it seems, and he speaks 4 languages.
Most of them have more or less come to terms with their fate. but there are some who still are very difficult to communicate with.
यहाँ पे हैं, वो आपका ध्यान रखते हैं।
क्या करना ध्यान रखेगा? ना परिवार आदमी नहीं करेगा। अब क्या है जी, मोरा घबरा बोले जी क्या? अब घर में भी किसी चारी भी नहीं लगाते।
A great achievement on a human scale. Sanawar is certainly doing its little bit for the community.
This is just about it. I hope I have managed to give you a fair idea. Let me introduce you to the group working on an audio-visual program on SUPW. They seem to be of the opinion that there will be no the end to their program, as they expect SUPW to expand ever more.
I can quite see their point. Thank you very much for taking me around. I shall return to Sanawar, but not as an onlooker, but to actively involve myself with one or few of these projects. Thank you.